So hopefully you can hear me okay. You can see that wind. There's a couple of nice big gum trees next to home, absolutely going off. So we'll get this review done and we'll see how we go. G'day guys, thanks for stopping by. Today on this windy Sunday, it's about 40 degrees. It's absolutely filthy outside. We're going to have a quick look at these Solarscreens for the Pajero. I picked these up second hand, just off Gumtree. Picked them up for a bargain for $80. They're a perfect fit for my Pajero. They come from Solarscreen. So www.solarscreen.com.au. They supply these through a number of different retailers or directly. No affiliation with these guys. It's just that a few people have seen videos where I've had these fitted to the Pajero, and I've got a few messages just asking me about these and asking if I could do a quick review and a quick look at these. Now I do apologise to the guys with all the Pajeros that watch the videos and follow the channel for the hammering that your wallet may have taken from sticking around and watching the channel. Maybe before you have a look at this, put your wallet away, give it to the missus, hide it somewhere safe so you don't pull it out. Because I've got to tell you right now, these are an absolute ripper. Just going to have a quick look at these. There's not much to them, but they are super effective, and I think I found around about a 10-degree difference in the temperatures between having these fitted and not fitted. Now, they do come in this bag that you can see here, which is really handy for when you're not using them to pack them up. I tend to leave the rear ones in because that's where I've got the fridge over the back, and these ones just go on if I'm camping or I'm leaving the car for a while, just to give that fridge that little bit of extra help. You know, in a closed up car on a 30-40 degree day here in Australia, out in the sun, it can certainly use all the help it can get, and these will do that. The touring package, which is everything rear of the front doors, so your back doors, your rear side windows, or your rear quarters I suppose you might call them, from over the back, and then the rear door window as well. You can get a full kit. I believe this package, which is listed as a touring kit, $280, around about $300 I think, including postage to your door. So that's roughly what you're looking at here, and like I say, that's money well spent, albeit that I got these second hand and only spent about $80. So for me, absolute bargain for these. The guy was nice and close. He's the same guy that I got the water tank off that I fitted to the roof. There'll be a link to that video there up top or down in the description, and I also picked up off him the flexible diesel bladder as well. Again, link up the top and down in the description if you want to have a look at those reviews. But for now, let's have a quick look at these. This one here is for one of the rear doors, the rear passenger doors beside the rear seats. Apparently these are about, I think it was either a 7 or 8 layer. So you'll see you've got the external reflective material, which just reflects the sun. I believe it reflects visible light and infrared, so that's obviously going to help keep the heat out there. You can see there is some additional stitching through the middle here, sort of a crisscross pattern, which you will see is replicated on the other side, and I think that makes these look quite nice actually from through your window. This is the internal side, so this is the side that faces the inside of the vehicle, so that actually gives a nice pleasant look on the inside once you've got these set up as well. Stitching on these is excellent. I'm yet to see a loose stitch on any of these, and they're very well made. One thing that's really impressed me with these is these suction caps. I think we've all had experience with buying stuff off eBay with suction caps that's meant to stick to your windscreen, hold your tablet, your phones and those sorts of things. Given this sort of heat, certainly in Australia, my GPS falls off all the time, and I mean all the time. It just can't cope with this sort of heat. But I've got to tell you, these suction cups, they've only come off a couple of times, but they've pretty much sat on the car for probably nearly 12 months now. I think I've only had to put them back on once or twice, so these have done an absolutely great job. Obviously you can give them a bit of a lick if you want to put them on the vehicle to aid with that suction, but it's certainly not required. The usual tab here for pulling these off and removing them, and I'll tell you, once you've got them fitted, it is a bit of a challenge to get them off. This is just the other side of the suction cap, so when you put them on, this little button here is nice and soft, so you can push it on and certainly squash that cap down and make it stick to the window, and no problems at all. Fitment to the vehicle, if you want to make it easier for you to get these off, you can rotate this back section. You'll see that just turning there, and that will actually turn that cap on the back side there. There we go. So if you're fitting these, you want to have that pointing to the outside, I guess, of the screen, so when you want to lift this up, you're actually able to reach that, because if you've got that on the inside like that, it's going to make it difficult to get to peel off and get that off your window. And they're very well made. They are pretty light. So there's not much to them. If you want to be carting these around in your car, you're not going to have any issues and not going to add any extra weight. Obviously I've got bull bars, fridges, auxiliary batteries, all that sort of stuff in the car. There's no weight penalty for having these on your windows or just carting them around in your car, other than that little bit of extra space that they're going to take up. Now, one thing I have to say about these, if nothing else, these are a perfect fit. So if you're going to order these for your particular car, you have no real concerns that these aren't going to fit. I find these are absolutely excellent as far as fitment goes. So unfortunately I've got my amateur radio call sign tag up here in the corner, which is not allowing this suction cup to stick. But you can get an idea here of the excellent fit that these are for your specific vehicle. It's over the wheel hump there, and you'll find that these have been packed up in the bag for a little while, so they're not sitting quite right. They're a little bit crinkled and whatever, but that will eventually set itself right into that corner, and you'll have no light coming in there at all. And again, those ones have been in there for about 12 months. It's just very, very occasionally that I've got to reach in, renew the spit and stick it back on, so it's very rare that these will actually fall off once in position. And it is quite a nice look from the rear of the vehicle as well. Again, real easy to fit. A little bit of spit, just rub it on these. Not my best moment. And then this is the rear. They need to go a certain way here, with the narrower section up the top there. And I do tend to sit them a little bit high as well, just in those corners. Make a really nice seal, so they're keeping all that light out. So when you've got these fitted to the window, you're not going to be putting that window down. That's pretty much why I just keep these ones in as a permanent basis, because these are fixed windows. I can pop them open and lever them out, but they never get open, so they stay there as a permanent addition. These ones just go on when I go camping, or I'm going to be leaving the fridge somewhere. You know, if I was going to the beach or something, I'd take these along, stick them on. Now you can get a full set, which will do all of your windows, and I am thinking about picking up the front set for when I'm camping. So not only do these help keep the heat out in summer, they also keep the temperature in winter. Mind you, it's pretty mild here where I am in Australia and New South Wales. If I'm going to be camping in winter, which I absolutely love, these will come in handy there as well. And I have had them in when I've been out winter camping. Wasn't that cold, but definitely kept the car that little bit warmer. In addition to keeping the heat out, also provides some privacy as well, which is excellent if you want to leave stuff in the back of the car, like when I've got the fridge and things in like that, and I'm going to be away from the vehicle for a little while. It's nice to be able to have these up so people can't just look straight into your vehicle. And here we are from the front of the vehicle. Again, keeping in mind that rear one's not sticking quite right, but you can see how much darker that makes it in here. Straight away that reduces the temperature in here quite considerably. It certainly makes it much more pleasant getting into the vehicle, and certainly the aircon works out much better and quicker when you get in. Now the only issue that I have with these is they're great for being stationary when you're camping and the like, which is what they're really intended to be, but you can't drive with these in, or I certainly can't. I've got the rear camera and obviously I've got the mirrors, but I like to look over my shoulder and out those two windows there and see whether there's any vehicles coming, and with those in I can't do that. So realistically I could probably leave the driver's side in. I like to have that back one out, and I like to have those side ones out as well on the passenger side, just so I can see where I'm going. But overall guys, yeah, really impressed with this product. Again, for $80, super deal. For $300 I reckon they're pretty good as well. So that's the Solarscreen from solarscreen.com.au. Again, no affiliation, just a product that I've had in the car that I've had a little while and really been impressed with. And of course it's nice to be able to support an Australian retailer as well. You can certainly make your own if you want to, but I think for this price and the price that you're going to pay for some of those products and time to make them up, I think these are well worth the money. So that's it guys, thanks very much, just a quick one. We'll catch you on the next one. Ooh.
Stop about there, try from there.